So I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll start. What's your name? Where were you born? What's your sexual identity?
My name is Taku. I was born in Japan, raised in Japan mostly as well, and I'm a gay man.
What do your friends usually call you?
My friends call me Taku. I think that's how I go by in Singapore at least.
When did you know you were gay?
There is a particular place and time that I remember when I self-realized that I'm gay, and this is when I was in Australia when I was 9. And so I used to study abroad, or I used to live in Australia for a few years when I was around 8, 9, 10. And I had a friend who was very flamboyant. I guess now he was gay back then, and we used to hang out together quite often. And there was one time when we went to Gold Coast for like a vacation. And then at the beach, I remember him asking me whether I like boys as girlfriends. And I answered to him, said, yeah, actually I like boys as girlfriends. I didn't know the word gay. I didn't know any other words that describe homosexuality, but I remember clearly thinking, oh, that fits. I like boys as girlfriends. Okay, that makes sense. That's me. That's who I am. And that was really the first time I really self-realized that I am a gay person.
And do you still keep in touch with the boy?
No, I don't. I think we tried, like when social media came into our lives, we had, MySpace, we had I still have Facebook. I do remember getting connected with him somewhere in one of those platforms, but now I don't. It sucks because after all, I guess he was my first gay friend, so maybe I should.
What's his name? Do you want to give him a shout out?
Bronson was his first name. His last name was, I think, Pierce.
Pierce Brosnan?
Bronson Pierce, I think that was his name. But that's really all I remember. Yeah, and it was such a long time ago, and I left Australia soon afterwards. And I haven't been back actually to Brisbane for a very long time. So yeah, but that was his name, I think, Bronson.
So, Taku, what do you do for a living?
I'm in a bank. I'm in a American bank here in Singapore. Within the bank, I do a couple of things. One is my day job, which is in operations. So I operate in operations. And on the side, I'm very active in the LGBT network within my company. So throughout the years, we try to organize events, we try to make people aware of different events, attend events as well, all that kind of stuff to keep, the employees of my company sort of be aware of different things happening around the LGBT matters.
What exactly do you do at work in terms of like your day-to-day?
So my day-to-day job, so that's clearly not 9 to 5. Sometimes 9 to 9, 7-Eleven maybe sometimes. I'm involved in a project to automate certain processes in my job. I have a team of tech people and then operation people who work together to basically just keep on automating different reports throughout the year, and we have a target, we're trying to meet the target. If we don't meet the target, what are we going to do? How are we going to reforecast? All that kind of like sort of project management stuff I'm getting involved in as well. So that's really all I do.
So how is it like being gay at work? Being out and gay at work?
Right, yeah. So actually, I forgot to say I'm out. I'm out at work.
If not, you are now.
Ta-da! I'm out at work. I've been out since day one of my employment. I had never tried to hide my sexuality. That is because I already came out before I got a job, and coming into the workforce, I didn't want to go back to the closet. That was just not an option for me. I just could not go back to the closet. It was too fabulous outside. So what it's like to be out at work. I mean, the simple answer is it doesn't make a difference. Thankfully, I'm in a company who supports diversity and inclusion. Specifically, LGBT matters is something that my company is very, very sort of strong in. So being out at work doesn't make any difference in terms of what I do and how I'm capable at work. I think the difference I feel when I'm out at work is when I meet new employees or interns or first year employees who are new to the firm and want to know more about our company, and that's when I get to share my stories. That's when I get to share the story that nothing makes a difference. Me being gay doesn't make a difference here because I'm so accepted. I think that's where I feel like I contribute the most by being out at work. But I tell you, there's one story that I wanted to share. I had a manager 2 years ago. She unfortunately left the firm, went to another country, but she didn't know anybody gay before me. Like, she did not know anybody gay personally before she became a manager for me. And I shared a lot about myself with her because we were very close. And she attended events. She's Christian, I think, and I think there was a bit of conflict in her about managing me, who is out at work, versus her beliefs, and me sharing so much about myself and the works that we do, and then things that happen with the gay people around the world really changed her views. And I think there was one time we were having drinks towards the end of the year, and then she said to me, she's so thankful that I'm here and I'm out, because otherwise she wouldn't have known. She just wouldn't have known about us, and that was striking. That was very, very striking for me, because I felt like I did something right by representing my community out and proud in my company, and trying to do the best. And then it kind of there's that fruit. It was very fruitful, I think, for me to hear that from my manager. Yeah.
After working hours, like, what do you do? What do you do to, like, chill?
I cry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I just sob. So every Wednesday I go for choir practice. So I'm in a choir. I actually started joining this choir very recently. It's called Sing Men's Choir, SMC. Yeah, Sing Men's Choir. Every Wednesday I have a choir practice to go to. So that's the thing that I really need to leave on time. So I already have my work calendar blocked from 6 onwards, because I need to leave. I need to eat dinner, and then I need to go to the choir practice by 7:30 or 8. So I try to do that. I try to gym, obviously, of course, to keep my physique. I do go to the gym like 0 times a week, but I try to make it to gym like maybe once or twice during the weekdays, because if I don't do any gym during the weekdays, then I am probably not going to do gym over the weekend. So I try to do at least once or twice during the week. And then so yeah, that's and like, I take classes for the gym occasionally, so those classes tend to be late, like 8:30, 8:50, which is perfect, because then I can kind of stay on in the office and just do my own thing before I head to the gym. And the rest of the time is just like dinners with my boyfriend or dinners with friends. Any external events I have, I try to go. There's a lot of like LGBT gatherings, I think, every now and then. So I try to attend that as well. And yeah, and then before you know it, it's Friday.
Your weekends? What do you do during your weekends?
Weekends. If you know me at any point in time in my Singapore life, they will know that I like drinking. So my weekend plans center around drinking. I mean, not just like drinking by myself, but drinking with friends for events, going out, different parties, different birthdays. The rest of the time is really just staying at home and like doing like house things, like cleaning and laundry and really boring stuff. Yeah, so that's about it.
So tell us your coming out story.
Okay, coming out story of me being gay, right?
Yeah.
Just checking. I remember the day I came out to my mother. That was 2011, May 30th. That was the year I came back from my 2-year study abroad in Singapore. And during the study abroad, I met some of my amazing people, like some of the amazing people that studies in NUS with me. And one of my friends was actually in the Pink Dot video for that year. And that was so shocking to me because I didn't think anybody, at least in Singapore, would come out publicly and be on Pink Dot, those ambassador videos or these promotional videos, and tell the whole world they're gay. And I think he appeared in the video with his brother, who is straight, and that was so shocking. I was just very, very mesmerized by the fact that somebody would do that, and that started to sort of reflect on me. I started reflecting that onto myself, thinking, if he can do it, like, why wouldn't I come out? When is my time to come out? When is my time to be comfortable to come out? And then the fact that I was asking these questions, I realized that, maybe I am already comfortable. Maybe I'm just okay with, coming out to public. But before coming out on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, I don't think I had Instagram back then, I had to come out to my mom. Like, I had to come out to my mom. And the reason why I had to come out to my mom first before anybody else is because I did not want my mom to hear from somebody else. I had a strong responsibility for me to tell my mom that I'm coming out and I'm gay by my own words before she hears it from somebody else. Hey, your son come out. I didn't want to do that. So I came back from my study abroad in Singapore. I think I was out that night. I went out for drinks, and then I was coming home on the first train back to my hometown, like my home, where my mom and I lived. And she picked me up from the station. I was all tired and everything. She picked me up from the station to walk back home. And on the way back home from the station, I said, Mom, I have something to tell you. And the first thing she said is, you're getting married? And I'm like, no, I'm not getting married. And the second question is, are you quitting school? And I'm like, no, I'm not quitting school. And she's like, what is it? And I'm like, oh, it's so it's really hard to tell you. I don't know how to tell you. Before I was mumbling on words, we reached home. And I was tired. So I went back to my room and I took a nap because I was coming out from, a night out. I woke up for lunch. We had lunch and my mom still kept asking me, so what is it? And I was still I don't know how to say it. And then, and I didn't get to tell her that afternoon. And I think towards the end of the day, or maybe towards the late afternoon, she barged into my room and she's like, I need to know. You have to tell me. You're killing me. You are killing me with this suspense. You have to tell me. So I was like, okay. I think you know, but I'm gay. And then she was like, oh, that's it? And she's like, oh, that's it, I knew. Oh, you didn't have to tell me that. Okay, I knew that. And what she said was so shocking. She said, I knew when you were 1 year old that you were different. And I was like, 1 year old? And she's like, yeah, you were already different from that age. You were just different. And I knew. And there were hints, I like Barbie dolls. I had a lot of, friends who are girls. There were a lot of hints that I was dropping, but I just didn't imagine that she knew it from when I was 1 year old. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, oh, she basically said, okay, I knew that, but thanks for telling me. You know, that's good to know from your words. And she said, oh, I'm gonna go tell your grandma and your dad. I'm like, okay, and that was it. That ended very anticlimactic. I had imagined like a hug or like, you know, cries or like, oh, you're still my son kind of like moment, but it wasn't, and it was good. It obviously took a lot away from my shoulder. That day, what I did is right after I came out to my mom and she was completely okay with it, I went on Facebook and I posted a coming out sort of posting, you know, I'm gay. If you are not okay with it, please defriend me. That's fine. If you're okay, you know, stay with me as my friend. And yeah, that was, and that post got so many feedbacks and so many comments of encouragement, and I was just shocked that people that I didn't expect would be very supportive of my sexuality. But you know, it was I did it, and it was after I told my mom, and that's how I wanted to do. And I guess because my mom is the most important person in my life, having her acceptance was all I needed. And if I had 50% of my friends defriend me on Facebook because they couldn't accept my sexuality, like, so be it, right? I already have the support from the most important person, or the most important people, you know, group of friends, and my mother. I didn't really need anything else. I didn't really care for what other people thought. Those people's opinions didn't matter. Those people's views about me and my sexuality didn't really matter to me anymore. So at that point, it didn't really even matter if I came out or not. I just did it because, you know, it felt good. And ever since then, it just doesn't really matter to me anymore. I come out. If they don't like it, it's too bad. That's on them. And I still have, you know, my mother's back. Wait, did I say that right? I still have my mom's.
Your mom's there for your back?
Yeah, my mom's there for my mom's there for my back? No, my mom's there for me. She's supportive. So that's all I needed, and that's how it is.
If you could go back in time, what would you say to yourself who's in the closet?
Ooh, I would tell myself, I know it's a cliche, but I will tell myself it gets better. And I would tell myself, my younger self, that actually people like you for who you are. People actually appreciate the fact that you're gay. People actually appreciate the fact that I am this character and this personality, and you know, I bring that aspect of life and joy into other people's lives, and people appreciate that, and people thank you for who I am. And I think that's something that I would have never expected back then, because it was about me, right? Like when you're a teenager, it's all about me. Oh my God, I'm this, I'm that. But actually, who you are helps other people. Who you are is appreciated by other people. I think that's what was really missing from my thoughts and thought process back in the day. So I would probably want to tell that, you know, it's okay being gay because people actually like you for it. People actually appreciate you for it. I think that's what I would want to tell my younger self.
Thank you for sharing.
No, thank you for letting me share, because I think I don't get this kind of platform often, to talk about myself and only about myself. So thank you.
Well, hope to see you again on this platform. And cut.